Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel Gamecocks every single day. Every single day, y'all. Every single day. You're now rocking with the best. If you're new to Captain Will, you're now rocking with the best. And since you are rocking with the best, come right with your man, Captain Will. And we got to go in today, y'all. We got a good one today, y'all. Gamecock week, South Carolina women's basketball week is here, y'all. We finally made it. We made it through the summer. We made it through the off season. It is finally here. South Carolina women's basketball, the three-time national champions, takes on the Memphis Tigers October the 15th, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. Before we dive deep with that, I want to thank everyone who's been rocking me. I want to do a shout out to all the day ones who've been there since the beginning. Follow me on Twitter at Gamecocks Talk. Follow me on Instagram at Gamecocks Talk, Captain Will, and you can follow me wherever you get your podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, you can follow your man, Captain Will. Let's start, okay? The back-to-back season begins on October 15th. It begins then. I know it's an exhibition game. I understand it's an exhibition game. I don't care. I don't care. Back-to-back starts in 5 days. Starts with the Memphis Tigers. And if we going to discuss this upcoming season, if we're going to just get the ball rolling on this upcoming season, we have to start talking about the returning starters. That's the first place we got to begin. You know, sometimes we can talk about the depth chart. If you talk about football, you can say, okay, this player coming, man, I'm trying to fill out all the positions. We talk about the starters. And South Carolina has 4 starters returning to this basketball team. We're missing out on Camila Cardoza, who did very well with Chicago Sky, all rookie, WNBA. Tons of accolades. So happy for her. Now she's over in China, going to be playing basketball over there. And prayers up for her while she goes and do her thing. Also for Ty Harris, who's in China as well. Okay. But we talking about our starters with South Carolina and with Raven and with Powell and with Bree and with Chloe. We're going to discuss right now the head of the snake. The head of the snake for the South Carolina women's basketball team is Raven Johnson. She is a captivating person in women's basketball culture. She's had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. All right. But Raven Johnson, the 5'8" red shirt junior from the ATL, the number 2 ranked player in the class of 2021, made the all SEC freshman team. So much was said about Raven Johnson, what she can't do, what she couldn't do her freshman year. And all she did was make the SEC all freshman team. That's all she did. All she did. Raven Johnson, last season, realized her potential. Went to the lab with a pen and a pad during the summer, during the offseason, and put in that work. Took that fire, that vitriol, that mess that was going on in social media and people talking about this and that, and used that as some fuel to the flame, and came out this past season and led South Carolina to another championship. That was Raven Johnson. Raven Johnson, go Hollywood herself. 2023, 2024, all SEC second team. I got some qualms with that because it's kind of difficult for me for the player who was the best pass first player in the conference easily didn't make first team. And I have my, you know how I feel about that when people be choosing awards. But she should have been first team. Should have been first team. All region in the NCAA tournament. All region. She proved her worth during SEC conference tournament and also the big tournament, the big dance where everybody's talking about. She was all region. Raven Johnson is a baller. She's a baller. And I'm tired of her not getting the justice that she deserves. Two-time national champion. Two-time. Could be three-time national champion. Last season, 8 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals per game. You know, and the key stat that I'm going to be talking about a lot this year that a lot of folks don't talk about is turnovers. It's just glossed over in this era of basketball. Just stop talking about turnovers altogether. We ain't going to talk about turnovers. Turnovers don't matter. It don't matter. All that matters is you putting the ball in the hoop. It don't matter. But we're going to talk about turnovers. Because that means something to me. If we're watching football and such, like Spencer Rattler is doing his, they're going to be starting for the New Orleans Saints on Sunday. Shout out to him. But if Spencer Rattler goes out there and throw 4 interceptions, that's all they're going to talk about. They're going to talk about how many touchdowns he got. They're going to talk about the interceptions he threw. But make no mistake about it, we don't talk about turnovers. Basketball media don't talk about turnovers. But Raven Johnson averaged 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers, actually 1.6 turnovers per basketball game, while getting 4.8 assists per game. You know what that is? That's a really good assist to turnover ratio. We got players who are getting huge deals in NIL space who's averaging 5 and 6 turnovers per basketball game. But it's never talked about. It's never talked about. But Raven Johnson is the best pass first point guard, not shooting guard, posing as a point guard. We're talking about point guard. We're talking about Sue Bird. We're talking about Chris Paul. We're talking about Chelsea Gray. We're talking about true point guards. Jason Kidd. That's what I'm talking about. True pass first point guards who actually play some defense, who actually plays a little defense as well. Okay? So the notion that Raven Johnson can't shoot the basketball is a falsehood. She just don't shoot the basketball a lot. Okay? This past season, Raven Johnson averaged 7 field goal attempts per game while getting 8 points per game. Okay? She averaged 1 3-pointer per basketball game. I'm going to round it up to 2 per game. That's what she did. So you're not going to get a whole lot of points because South Carolina got this thing called depth. South Carolina got this thing where we share the basketball. Other teams don't have that. So you'll be looking like, oh, Raven can't shoot. Well, if you look at the stats again and you look at the 3-point percentage for Raven Hollywood Johnson, who is people want to talk about so badly about sometimes, Raven Johnson shot 35% from 3 last season. 35% from 3. You know who did not shoot 35% from 3? A whole lot of guards out there. They shot a ton of 3-point attempts, but they did not shoot a 35% percentage. They didn't. So if Raven go out there and shoot 10 threes a game, shooting 35% from 3, that equates to, in my Marlboro County math, that's 3.5 field goal, 3-pointers made per game. We multiply that times 10, that's 10.5 points per game just from threes. This is what basketball aficionados are talking about, but don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about. It's about volume. South Carolina don't rock like that. South Carolina use a team effort. That's why when Camila Cardoza going over to the W, it's not going to be bad for South Carolina. She's a wonderful basketball player. She's 6'7". Brazilian queen is going to be missed like that, but not like that with other teams. Not like that with other teams, because with other teams, it is centrically on certain players. South Carolina is centrically a team. That's what sets us apart. That's what makes a difference. That's what makes us different than everybody else in the basketball world. Okay? So with Raven Johnson shooting 35% from 3, shooting 44% from the field, those stats are good. I'm not hearing, I don't know what the hell other people talking about. Those are great stats to me. 35% from 3, it's good. That's not Tahina Pow. That's not Tessa Johnson. But 35% when it went from 24 to 35%, what you think she's going to get this year? What you think? Raven Johnson brings a calmness to this offense, brings a discipline to this offense, calms everybody down, gets everybody in the right position. Oh my God, that's what a point guard's supposed to do. That's what she's supposed to do. So you better put some respect on Raven Johnson's name when you're talking about it. That's what you better do. And she's an underrated shooter. I just told you what her stats are. Her field goal percentage, her three-point percentage. Those are her stats. Yes, she got to improve on the free throws, and she will. She shot 61% from the free throw line. You know why she shot 61% from the free throw line? Because 99% of the time, she's only shooting one free throw per game. If she had more shots at the free throw line, I believe the percentages will go up. And I believe those numbers will go up because I believe Raven Johnson will get to the free throw line more. Okay? Underrated shooter. What is not underrated for one Raven Johnson is that defense. Because Raven Johnson played some defense over this past season. So I discussed about the SEC all-freshman team. I discussed about NCAA all-region. I discussed about her being all-SEC second team. What I did not discuss was Raven Johnson being on these all-defensive teams. And that made me mad. It made me really upset last year, and I'm still upset about it. Because Raven Hollywood Johnson, okay? Raven Hollywood Johnson was one of the best perimeter defenders in the country. One of the best perimeter defenders in the country. Her defensive rating was 17th. 17th in the country for defensive rating, and then make a defensive all whatever team. No. Her defensive rating was 3rd in the SEC. Did she make all defense? Hell no. For the people who are going to be watching me, who are going to be voting for this mess for preseason, all that, Raven Johnson has been a dominant defensive player, and it did not take for 12.9 million folks to be watching her guard Caitlin Clark to know it. We knew that as Gamecock fans. We got the folks who watch the basketball all the time apparently did not watch that all season long. We knew that she was a star. It pisses me off because I remember back when Bree Bill was not getting that shine as a defensive player. It's what her junior or senior year, she was locking down folks in her freshman and sophomore year. It really irritates me. When the only thing that folks look at is steals. It really irritates me. The only thing you look at steals. But if you look at steals, Raven had 2.1 steals per basketball game. 2.1. That's pretty good. But her defensive rating was 73.9. Ladies and gentlemen, Raven Johnson is the best pass first point guard. What I said before? But she's also the best defensive point guard in the country. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a coworker, tell a baby mama, tell somebody you don't like, tell whoever it is. But let somebody know that's who Raven is. Apparently, the folks don't understand what she is. They just don't understand. And then, when I discussed about the pass first point guard, Raven Johnson in the SEC was 3rd in total assists. 3rd in the SEC. And if you're 3rd in the SEC, and you know you really good. And was 3rd in assists per basketball game. This is why playing less than 28 minutes a game. This is with players playing playing 35 minutes per game, playing 34 minutes per game. We talk about less than 30 minutes a game. Raven Johnson tabulating those stats. Who knows what she would do if she was getting the minutes that some of these other quote-unquote star players are getting? If she was getting 37 minutes a game, what would she do? Come on now. And what another thing that's not talked about enough about Raven Johnson is her rebounding. She averaged 5 rebounds per game. 5 rebounds per game. Being 5'8" and a point guard for the University of South Carolina, three-time national champion. Okay? And here's a stat that y'all gonna love. Y'all, this is a stat that you're gonna love. And it's brought to you by the one and only Captain Will. This stat right here, Raven Johnson was 10th in the SEC in defensive rebounds. Hello. 10th in the SEC in defensive rebounds. 3rd in assists. 10th in defensive rebounds. And number 3 in defensive rating. Number 1 guard in defensive rating. Somebody put some respect on Ravens' name. Say, oh, what? Expectations for Raven Johnson this upcoming season. Expectations is a cool word. I like to say in that word. Expectations. Because this season could be her last. This could be her last season at the University of South Carolina. She could go down as a 3-time champion. Because maybe last year redshirt junior. So she's a redshirt junior, and she could bounce. She can roll. She can dip, right? She was ranked in the top 15, top 18 in regards to the mock draft for the WNBA. So if she's going to go out this year, I want her to go out with her bang. I want her to go out and let everybody know who Hollywood is. And I believe she's going to do that. Because the Raven Johnson, it's the thing. It's too difficult to increase your points if you do it the right way. So she went from her freshman year averaging 5 attempts per game. Okay. Then her sophomore season, she averaged 7 attempts per game. What if Raven averaged 10 attempts per game? That's it. Just go up 3 attempts per game. That's all she got to do. Just go up 10, go up to 10 attempts. That's all she need to do. And she shot 44%. So you do the math on that. What's that going to increase? And then in terms of 3-point attempts, she shot 2 attempts per game. Okay. What if she double it? What if she go from 2 to 4? That's just 2 more attempts per game. Maybe one in the third quarter, maybe one in the first quarter. I don't care. But that'd be 4 attempts per game at the 3-point line. Well, she should do 4 attempts at 3-point line because she shoot 35%. I'll give her the green light to do that because she shoot 35%. If she's shooting 25%, I'm like, hell no, don't do that. Don't do that. But she's shooting 35%. And I predict her 3-point percentage is going to go from about 35 to about 39%. Breezy Hall shot 39%. And I believe Breezy's going to shoot 42% this upcoming season. That's what I believe. The key stat that we have to watch this upcoming season is the free throws. We have to watch the free throws because with the free throws, she only had, 1 attempt per game. If she drives to the basket, gets fouled, and goes to the free throw line, let's say if she is able to get 4 attempts per game. 4 attempts per game. Last season, she shot 61%. What if that goes to 70? Or 4 attempts per game? What Captain Will is trying to show you on today, on October the 10th, I'm predicting that Raven Johnson will, with everything that I said, just a few more attempts going into her redshirt junior year. I'm talking about Raven Johnson averaging 16 points. I'm talking about her getting 6 assists. I'm talking about her getting 5 rebounds. I'm talking about her playing the defensive stalwart being her this season. Because this could, like I said before, this could be her last one. And if it's going to be Raven Johnson's last one, I want her to show up and show out. That's what I want from one Raven Johnson. We're going to highlight another player tomorrow, and it's going to be probably Tahina Pow or Malaysia Fulwa. Make sure you tune in to your man, Captain Will. We're going to talk about Memphis coming up. We're going to discuss that too. We're going to break all Memphis down, but we're doing a highlights of these starters who are returning to the South Carolina Throne. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, because I told you it was good. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe. That's what you need to do. Make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring that gospel. Gamecocks every single day. You're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.
J-Rock did this beat.